Let's talk about something a little uncomfortable. What if the very things we buy to look wealthy are the exact reason we'll never actually be wealthy? We're going to dive into this illusion, this status track, and figure out how to escape it. Okay, let's just get right to it. I mean, really think about this. Why would anyone on Earth spend 20 times more for something that does the exact same job? On the surface, it makes zero sense. And yet, it happens all the time, right? This is the mystery we're going to unravel. So just look at the breakdown. On one side, you have your simple functional t-shirt. On the other, the luxury one. But here's the real kicker. The physical product is often almost identical. Sometimes they are literally made in the exact same factory. The only significant difference is that little logo they stitch on at the end. The value isn't in the cotton, it's in the message. You're paying a $190 premium for a signal. So if the shirt itself isn't really worth that much more, what are you really paying for? This brings us to the first big reveal, the real price tag. And trust me, it's a whole lot bigger than the number you see on that little sticker. To really get this, we need to wrap our heads around a super important idea in finance: opportunity cost. It's not just about the money you spend right now. No, it's about what that money could have become if you had done something else with it. It's the price of the opportunity you lost. All right, so you buy the shirt. $200 disappears from your account. That's the cost we all see, right? The immediate sting. But that's just chapter one. The real story is what happens next. Now, this is where the magic, or maybe the horror, happens. What if instead of buying that shirt, you invested that same $200? Let's say you just put it in a basic S&P 500 index fund and then you just left it alone for 30 years. Assuming a pretty average 7% annual return, that small, one-time investment just starts to grow, and it would become over $1,500. Just let that sink in for a second. The real cost of that t-shirt wasn't $200. It was $1,522 of your future wealth. You didn't just buy a piece of clothing. You sold a chunk of your financial freedom. So the math is pretty undeniable. If it's such a terrible deal financially, why is it so damn tempting? Well, to answer that, we have to move beyond the spreadsheet and into our own minds. We've got to explore the psychology behind it all and ask a tough question. Who are you really trying to impress? This really is the heart of the status spending mindset. And you know what? It almost never comes from a place of confidence. It's usually driven by insecurity, that deep down need for a thumbs up from other people. We buy things we don't need to impress people we don't even know. It's like trying to use an external solution to fix an internal feeling. And here's the biggest irony of all. The people who are actually wealthy, they're often playing a completely different game. It's put perfectly here: they don't feel the need to prove a thing. Their focus isn't on displaying wealth with liabilities, things like expensive clothes or fancy cars that lose value. Nope, they're quietly accumulating assets, investments, businesses, things that actually grow in value. Looking wealthy and being wealthy are often completely opposite goals. So how do we get out of this trap? Well, the good news is, it's not about being cheap or depriving yourself. It's all about a simple but incredibly powerful shift in your focus. It's time to talk about how to break the status trap for good. You know, it really boils down to these two powerful steps. First, you have to know your why. Get crystal clear on your long-term goals. Is it financial independence, retiring early, traveling the world? You have to define what wealth truly means to you. Then, step two, invest the difference. Every single time you consciously choose the $10 shirt over the $200 one, take that $190 difference and immediately put it to work. Shove it into an investment account. You're turning a simple consumption choice into a powerful wealth-building action. And that leaves us with one final, pretty potent question to think about long after this is over. Take an honest look at your own choices, your own habits, and ask yourself, is my money working to build real, lasting wealth for my future? Or is it just working to display an illusion of it today? The choice, that's all yours.